Hello friends, today in this Python tutorial we are going to learn about our recursion function. So what recursion told is, as you have seen earlier in the previous video, that today we are going to see an example of it better saying that. So as you have seen in the previous video that recursion, what does it calls the itself function itself, and that's why it's a success. So now in this, what will I be doing is I'll be using a function uh, called the Fibonacci series. So you might be thinking, what is the Fibonacci series? So giving you an example, I would. So what happens in Fibonacci series is it gives us, like, there are two numbers. There is a 0 and there is a 1. There is a and there is a B. Okay, so there are two values over here. Okay, now so A, and now what happens is, now this is a series and it's a very known series. So what happens is it adds up these two numbers and we get the third one, C, and that becomes our next number. That's 1. So A plus B plus C, A plus B would give you C. So that's what happens. So suppose that first two numbers are 1. Suppose we're talking about initial values. So as I told you that first number is 1, 0 plus 1 would give me 1. Then 1 plus 1 give me 2. 2 plus 1 give me 3. 3 plus 2 give me 5. So this plus this plus this plus this. So it keeps on adding up. Okay. And the next number depends upon the last two numbers. The last two numbers. 5 depends upon these two numbers. So it all depends upon the last numbers. And so over here 5 and 3 would give us an 8. So this is how that happens. Okay, now let's come to the practical part of it, and we'll see how it happens in the practical area. Okay, so let's start. So first I'll be teaching you how to do it without the recursion, and next I'll be teaching you how to do the Fibonacci series with the recursion process. So let's get started. So for a normal one, we will be using for I in range, and let's say we want the first 10 of of the numbers. So, and before that, before printing this, you need to have the values as by default for every number. So as we are using 2, so one more concept that you need to remember is, in this is, like, you had an A and you had a B now, and this is a box for them. Okay, now as I told you that we can do a temporary variable thing, that there's a temporary variable also. So let's create a temporary variable. Okay, and so they have values So value of this is 1, this is 0. Okay, this is 1. Okay, and this is our temp. Black. Okay, now what happens is when we want to transfer the values, the value of A gets transferred to temp. Okay, now and then the value of B is assigned to it, and the value of B is assigned to A, and this is a rotational process. So if you want to, like, I'll be teaching you. Okay, so using arrows I'll be saying. So the value of A goes to temp. Okay, now B goes to, now as temp A is now empty, so value of B goes to A, and then value of temp goes to B. So this is how the rotational process happens. Now over here also the similar things happen. First let's see, the value of A is 0, B is equal to 1, and when we add both the values we get, as I've told you, that we get 1. So A plus B, C is equal to A plus B. Okay, and now print C. So we get 1. Now this C is added to B. So C, now again what we'll do, C plus B, what we get, 2. So as you can see over here, first is 1. I need to erase that. Yeah, so first is 0. Okay, first is 0, then is 1, then both of them are added. These are initial values, we need to provide them in any case. Then adding them we get 1, then we get 2. Now further if we move on, like, and if we say that we add up both the values now, like C, we get C. Okay, so 2 plus the previous value, 2 plus the previous value, that is 1, and we get 3. So 3 plus the previous value, 2, that we get 5. So this keeps on increasing. So now for first A we get 0 and B is equal to 1. For I in range, let's say we want to get the first 10 values. Okay, so first we print A, then we come and then we add A and B. So we say C is equal to A plus B, and A is equal to B, B equals to C. Okay, and let's see what happens. So So as I told you, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's printing this. So what I'll do, wait a sec, to give you a better clarity. Equal to 0 and b equal to 1. And we say end is equal to, okay, now so 0 to 1 would give us 1, 1 gives us 2, 2 plus 1 gives us 3, 3 plus 2 gives us 5, 5 plus 3 gives us 8, 8 plus 5 gives us 13, 13 plus 8 gives us 21, and 21 plus 13 gives us 24. So these are the 10 values. Okay, so whatever the value you give over here, it will print that. So for example, now that 10 of them have been printed. Now what if you want the value to be print, now moving on, like we have printed the 10 value. Now what if you want to print a particular value? So we'll be using the recursion function. What if we want to print values which are below a certain number? So as we are using for, there we'll be using while loop. So let's see how to use while loop. Okay, so most of them same, the functioning remains same, but there's a bit of a difference. So for a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1, so while a is less than 1, less than, let's say we want 100, so, and we are adding all the things. So we say first we'll be printing our a, then c is equal to a plus b, and a equals to b, b equals c, and we add both of them, and here we will use the end one. And now when we print it, so that comes into a loop. So first let's check what's, so as you can see over here, we get the same output as we have seen earlier, but as we told, our main motive over here was to print all the numbers that were less than 100. So 1 2 1 2 3, we're adding. So as you can see, the sequence remains same. 5 8 plus 13, 5 plus 8 gives us 13, 13 plus 8 gives us 21, 21 plus 13 gives us 34, 34 plus 21 gives us 55, 55 plus this gives us 89. So that you can see over here, we get all the numbers less than 100 for all the values. Now comes the main part where we will be seeing how to use the recursion function as the one with a Fibonacci series. How do we do that? So that would be, in this we are doing it without the recursion function. In that part we'll be doing it with the recursion function. Okay, so let's see how does that work. So come. Okay, so for as all of them, we need to define the function first, fab, and we print the number. So this number is the number at which you want the Fibonacci series at. Okay, so let's say if n equals to 0, then return 0, else if n equal to 1, return 1, else, so give them a space. Okay, for better clarity I'm putting space in them so that you get a you know and return, so rec n minus 1 and plus rec n minus 2. Okay, now let's see, let's check, we have done everything right. Okay, now print the fifth one. So 5, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is how it works. So over here you get 5. So the fifth element 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say if we say the fab value of 6, okay, we have done an error over here. Control V, rec rec 5, 5. Okay, rec 6, 6, 8. Okay, so as you can see, 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gives us 8. And now let's see if we can do the same for rec. You see, if we are printing, I won't be showing you greater numbers because it would run into a greater processing time. So like if we say 10th, and yeah, so we get 55 over there. So this is how there is a recursion function works and the Fibonacci series. So there are many applications of it also, like you can be using it in a pyramid sort of thing, and let's see, we'll be seeing them in the future videos. And it's very useful doing this because at the end of the day you get a clarity of the concept, how these are done. So giving you a brief of this once again, like what happens is, so as you see, so it's like rec of like I say rec of 5. Okay, so rec of 5 doesn't remains rec of 5 all the time. I'll be explaining you over here. Rec of 5. Okay, this then breaks down into rec of 4, 3, 2, 1, and this keeps on breaking down. Okay, so until and unless you come to rec of n is equal to 1 and rec of n is equal to 0. So both of them we have already given the value, so our PC, it doesn't get stuck over there and will keep on running till the end. So this is the video of using your programming languages, that you, even if you want to return something, you have always have an answer to it. And that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.